Great to have your company for the opening round of the Quiksilver Pro here on the Gold Coast. We are now into heat number 8 of this first round, and it's a big... But he's got a tough draw, Jeremy Flores, another one of the very tough veterans on tour. Italy's Leonardo Fioravanti is up here in heat 8 of round 1. Thanks for joining us on the Fox Sports Network. Leonardo not getting too much out of that ride.
Get to see Kelly Slater back pretty much the entire year. He's given himself that opportunity, as well as the World Surf League. So this is going to be an exciting year.
Here goes Michel Bourez. Nice big roundhouse cutback. Vertical on the rebound. Finds that green wall once again, digs in. A solid sequence of turns from a man who had a very strong campaign in 2018. His best stop on the schedule was definitely over there at Karamas. He was one of the standout performers. It was probably one of the standout performances from the year.
I would agree. He utilizes his equipment to his advantage. You see this replay here, but look at that. Just sweeps that cutback and never loses any speed. That's that wide stance that he has. He's able to hold the rail and hold the speed. Great technique. I mean, I remember that.
Some incredible roundhouse cutback performers over the years. Andy Irons, he was brilliant. He'd throw down the big roundhouse cutbacks.
Let's bring it back in a big way.
But as we've seen in the past couple of seasons, it's really hard to wrestle championship tour wins away from those title contenders. They just get so confident and dominant at the back end of an event. So Jeremy Flores, not much to speak of so far. And his scoreline just 2.93. Bourez is up once again, looking to back up that 5.5. Always puts everything into every single one of his turns. Tricky float to land, to pull back down on that last section. Got there a little late, but hung on to it nicely.
And the wave feeling that energy, and basically it's moving away from you as well. So it's very, very hard. The first section is important. This is what Michel has been able to do, and almost catching the wave further away from the jetty allows you that opportunity. This is where it starts to get a little bit tough. Sections get steep, but you can see how it's bending away. But look at that technique. He's one of those surfers that uses his upper body more than anyone. You know, he really drives his shoulders through each and every maneuver. And I think that that's what gives him that ability.
The longest I've been at home for like 15 years. And yeah, I've come here refreshed. You know, my knee feels really strong now, and I'm excited. I've got that spring in my step, and it feels really great to just be back in the jersey.
You talk about that perspective. What is the goal for this year?
I want to do my best surfing, and you know, to do that, I got to do my best competing. But you know, I can honestly say I've never been in a better place in my career with great people around me, really good boards under my feet.
Kind of ask the question: has this guy got what it takes to get himself into title contention? Jeremy Flores has been around a long time. Can he put it together through a whole season? But he wasn't able to keep that momentum going through the back half of the season. This wave was ridden during the break.
Another beautiful roundhouse cutback, and then combos it with a beautiful arc in the lip as that wave really steepened up only in that moments and on this inside section. So every time he got the opportunity, he had the speed, was able to execute.
Just under 14 minutes remaining here in heat 8 of round 1, and Michel Bourez, the top 10 surfer last season, is holding on to the lead at the moment. Leonardo Fioravanti is back in 3rd spot, and he's chasing a 3.84 at this stage to get himself up into the top 2. Jeremy Flores at the moment with priority, hanging on to 2nd position. He's such a confident competitor, and he loves winning so much and despises losing, as most of these guys do, obviously.
Handles it well, though, I must say. I mean, even the injury, when you're watching that all go down, as we watch Jeremy here.
On camera, maybe. Jeremy Flores working this one over, moving through to the inside. Driving up into that last section. Always tricky when there's that foam on the face, isn't it?
That, and like I had mentioned earlier, the rip, the bounces, you know, the refraction from the rocks, it's all part of it. That left end section, difficult. So, I mean, a lot of these surfers haven't had to ever even think about competing here, and here we are, day one.
Here goes Leonardo. Little hook off the top there. Nice bottom turn. Just overdoes the top turn though. Goes over that rail, that hillside rail. And a missed opportunity there. He splits his time between here and over there home in New Zealand. But most of these guys live out of a suitcase for up to 10 months of the year. Michel Bourez up once again here. This is heat number 8 action. Bourez is holding on to the lead, trying to get rid of a 6.4 here. Just love the effort and torque that he puts into each one of those front side turns.
Yeah, you talk about throwing everything at it, kitchen sink, he does it.
As we see the replay here of Bourez's last ride.
So at that lower tide, that outside section, you're able to catch the wave, but not always going to be the steepest. But there, again, look at that. He gets there with a ton of speed, and that was the only steep part. And he got to that point, perfectly timed it, big layback snap, and of course stays with it. And I think he's going to add some points. I mean, already a pair of 6s. You feel like pretty strong maneuver.
He's actually gaining speed without the assistance of the wave. Yes, he's pushing on it, but it's just amazing how solid his technique is. As we see Flores loading up for something big to finish.
A little indecisiveness there for Jeremy. And that's what these beach breaks can do. You know, all of a sudden these sections, you got all this burst of speed because you had a little wedge that pushed you, and then all of a sudden the section flattens out or it steepens up right in front of you. Got to act so quickly. You know, probably matching that number that he already has in his score line.
Well, Flores looking to answer now. Strong vertical backhand jam to get started on this one. Has the section on the inside, gets there a little late, and as a result, he goes down.
Again, that end section on the left, so challenging. Not only for timing, but speed. You know, like it seems like once you're trying to get your board to give you that acceleration off the bottom, it's just not there. The gas pedal isn't working.
Leonardo, he is looking a little out of sorts, isn't he?
Yeah, it's trying to figure out what you can place your finger on, exactly what it is. So I think that, yeah, you're right, the injury kind of plaguing a little bit. Let's see what he can do here.
Oh, there's a big section, and he makes the most of it. Strong turn, up into the lip again.
Don't put that arm back.
Trying to hang on to it.
Don't put that arm back.
That was a big test. I'm sure he must have it heavily strapped. 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. No one falls out of the mix in this first round. But with our format change, third place, we'll go through to round 2. And if you have a third place there, it's the worst case scenario. Then you're leaving the first event in 33rd position on the Jeep leaderboard.
Sharing it with 3 other surfers. So, yeah, bottom of the barrel.
It's not a party anyone wants to go to. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. Bourez has been solid throughout. Great wave selection. That last one won't count in his top 2. At this stage, Leo's going to try and swing on this insider, just hoping that it lines up a section for him to launch something big. Up into the lip. Not much doing there. This one's going to come to a close with the Italian now having to fight his way through the second round. Michel Bourez too strong. Jeremy Flores finishing up in second spot. A big shout out to those of you who joined us on the Fox Sports Network. And we want to thank you for joining us, and you can tune into worldsurfleague.com if you want to continue watching the show. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, Joe Tapel, Martin Potter, and a world champ step into the booth.